Check it. Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're going to look at the facts, charts, and data for AMC stock. You guys are about to get injected with a fresh shot of hopium, but this is not hopium. Why? Because it's based off the charts, the facts, and the data. We are going to be looking at AMC stock, Wyckoff accumulation. We're going to be looking at the charts. We're going to be looking at the data point to show you guys what I think is happening for AMC stock and where we are headed next. I'm also giving you guys technical analysis for SPY, GME, and APE as well in this video. We're going to talk about all that and more, and we look at BTC at the end. You do not want to miss a second of it, okay? It's a long video, but you're not going to want to miss a second of it. I promise you, watch the entire video, especially watch the end, okay? Especially watch the end. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. Sorry about the late video. It was a long night. It was a long night. We are here looking at AMC stock. AMC stock. So, now that my head is on straight and I can actually think, I can give you guys clear answers and directions on what is going on. So, guys, it was a jarring movement, okay? It was a very, very sudden, fast, jarring movement. Nobody could have predicted this, okay? Nobody could have predicted this. Anyone saying they could predict this is simply lying to you. Nobody could have predicted anything like this, okay? Nobody could have predicted anything like this. Now, we did have some clues. Fintel had already updated some of their numbers on the float, combining AMC and APE. Fintel already combined some of the float to AMC and APE. So, I want to give you guys a little bit of a theory here. Again, this is not set in stone. So this is not something that you can take to the bank, but this is something that I do think is a possibility, okay? And what I think is actually happening. And then I'm going to back that up with technicals. You guys know that I only like to use technicals. I do not like to speculate on anything. So we do have some evidence on what is going on. And we do have the float being increased by Fintel, okay? We also have here on the charts, as crazy as this sounds, this could be a spring. This could be the spring that we were actually all looking for, okay? There was a couple of people analyzing the charts, noticing what was going on, and if you talk to people that do Wyckoff or something, or analysis like that, Wyckoff analysis, they will let you know that this could be a spring. It is in the previous trading range, and guys, I do expect AMC to actually recover by Monday. I actually do expect AMC to be back at about $4.80, $5 by Monday morning, okay? By Monday morning, I actually do expect AMC to recover. Just keep this in mind. We have seen this before. We've seen where AMC is rocketed 100%, and by morning, it was all the way back down here. We've seen the same thing for APE. Where APE has dumped all the way down to 67 cents, and by morning, it literally recovered. Why do I think this is actually going to be the case? Because we have seen this before. I do think we're actually going to recover. I think what is actually going to happen, as crazy as this sounds, is I think shorts are about to cover. Okay, this is a possibility. This is speculation. This is why I don't really say the yes voters have a solid case, because they all just use things that are speculating, like saying the QSIP number changed. I know about all of these theories, okay? There's no AMC theory that I don't know about. I know about the QSIP number change. I know how that could expose the naked shorts. I understand all of that, okay? But these are speculative things, okay? What I had solid TA that told me each and every single day what the price was going to be. And that's why I said all we need is time. If we had no interruptions from the court, this would have played out this would have played out exactly like it was playing out. You guys can see it was tracking candle for candle, except for this little spot here, which we tracked with the expanding megaphone to the falling wedge, and we tracked that expanding megaphone to the falling wedge, and that was actually compressed all into this time frame. So this little U was this U here that was all compressed into a small time frame, and that's why you did see this little bit of decoupling from the barge pattern. But you guys can see I was able to give you a price from Monday till Friday, and each and every target was hit, okay? How was I able to do that? Using the barge pattern, using the technical analysis, taking the median price and giving you guys the median price for that day as the price target. And we had price targets for a higher high on Monday, okay? We had high price targets for a higher high on Monday. And all of this would have played out straight to the end, okay? And we would have had a loss. But listen, I do not actually think it's over. AMC has reported profitable earnings, okay? AMC has reported profitable earnings, and now this is reality. So I'm going to have to accept this as reality. We need to move forward, and we need to make sure that we have a solid plan and idea of what's going on. So this is what I'm doing, okay? AMC has made a profitable earnings. Now AMC also has a mechanism to raise capital, okay? I believe shorts are about to cover because honestly, this is the truth, okay? If AMC is posting a profitable earnings, it really doesn't need more dilution. But think about it this way, because the only thing I'm really worried about as someone who wants actual MOAS, wants $1,000, wants actual MOAS, the only thing I'm worried about is the dilution, okay? We've seen what happens when we had the run up to all-time highs and we got diluted into it ended, okay? So dilution is the enemy, but if you have to find a silver lining, AMC posted a profitable earnings and now also has a mechanism to raise even more capital, and it's also on a different trajectory with its popcorn business. AMC is fundamentally a different company, and I believe shorts are about to cover because of it. The short thesis is 100% destroyed. The short thesis is 100% destroyed. AMC is not going bankrupt. It just posted positive earnings. In fact, AMC's earnings have been better quarter over quarter over quarter over quarter, which is more than most companies can say in the whole stock market. Not only that, AMC has a brand new business selling its popcorn. And on top of that, it now has a mechanism to raise more capital. This is why I believe shorts are about to cover. I believe that there were no shares left. None. Okay? We can see that there was no shares left on AMC. We can see that with the FTDs. We can see that being on the threshold security list. We can see that with them not being able to get any shares to short ever. Okay, we can see that. We can see that there is no shares left. So how could they cover? They couldn't. They couldn't get out. They needed these shares, and they also needed this spring. Okay, this is where the TA comes into play. They also needed this spring, and this is where the TA comes into play, and it becomes less speculative. They needed this spring. Why? So they could buy back the shares lower. They couldn't buy them back up here where all this at all this cost. They needed to cover these FTDs. They need new shares. They use the spring. They use the spring, and they already added the float from APE to AMC. They already did it. They have those shares. They have those shares to cover the FTDs and the cover. I believe we're about to see a rally in AMC. I believe we are about to go back to $4.80, $5, and continue on this trajectory. And the fact that this happened, it actually speeds up the whole timeline. I believe we do see some type of rally. Now, is it going to be MOAS? You know, we have to worry about the dilution. We have to worry about the reverse split. There are things that we do have to worry about. But we have a 20-day period, okay? We have a 20-day period where nothing can happen. They cannot do anything legally. And also, there are already people like Rose Izzo in the squad already out there putting motions into the court trying to get this thing shut down, which could buy us even more time. Again, I'm a strong proponent that time is all we need right now. Time is all we need, and we have at least 20 days. At the worst case, they have to give us a notice before they do anything. And at the best case, we might even be able to get it pushed back or postponed indefinitely. So it is 100% not over. Now they have shares to cover. Now they have shares to get out. There were no shares. This is why I think this had to actually happen. This is why I think it actually happened. And in fact, everyone wins this way. Everyone wins this way. Everyone wins this way because if you notice, apes are divided. There's yes voters, there's no voters. There's people that think Adam Aaron's doing the right thing. There's people that think Adam Aaron's doing the wrong thing. I have a lot of evidence that Adam Aaron has done a lot of messed up things, okay? A lot of messed up things. I think I pointed that out on this channel. I think I pointed out a lot of messed up things, okay? How the reverse split is actually not good. Dilution is obviously not good for anyone who wants a MOAS. That's just common sense. So what I'm trying to say is everyone wins this way, okay? Apes get a rally. Apes get a rally. It might not be MOAS, but apes get a rally. Shorts get to get out of the play. So they get unstuck. Apes get a rally. And Adam Aaron gets his dilution. Adam Aaron gets his dilution. He gets his way to raise capital. Everyone wins. It's crazy. The shorts win because they get out and they can recover their losses and they can maybe even short it back down after the rally. We get our rally. How high it is, I don't know. Maybe 100 all-time highs, maybe $100, $140, $150 around that range. It probably won't be Moss, in my personal opinion, especially if there's dilution, if there's a way for them to slow it down, and that's also why they could use the shares. So when AMC starts to get out of control and rally, and they need to slow it down, they start dumping the shares on it, start dumping the shares on it, start dumping the shares on it. So that's why I think this could be a managed event now. They're going to manage it to make sure the market doesn't crash, because what we were going to see before was going to be total market capitulation. This thing was so out of control. There were so many FTDs. There was so much short interest, and this thing's been going on for so long that it would have broken everything. What I was looking at was starting to scare me, okay? What I was looking at with AMC was literally starting to scare me because I knew I was going to make a lot of money, but I knew everything else was going to break. I'm talking about everything, y'all. There's too much. It's too big. It's too big. It's too big, okay? It's crazy, all right? It's nuts, all right? The failure to deliver, the short interest, the manipulation, like, guys, we don't even know how many synthetics are out there. It's billions, okay? The float's been sold over multiple times. We know this because we can see it traded in one day. We've seen the float traded in one day between the short interest, the cost, the short shares, the shares that we're buying, the institutional ownership, the supposed 90% that retail holds. The float is sold over and over and over again, y'all. So it's too big. So they need those shares to manage the event, making sure that the squeeze only stays at a certain level so they can dump those shares on the dilution. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. I couldn't think yesterday because it was such a sudden move and we had the Moss roadmap and everything was so on point. We were going 0 for 0. We were 0 for 0 on this squad. We had each and every day's price action down to a T. And we did this live all week. So that's why it was very, very jarring when this came in and just said, hold up. Not yet, bud. So what I'm looking at now is I do believe this thing is actually still all on. And if we look at the technicals, look where AMC went to. It went right to this wedge. It went right to the wedge and retested it, and that was it. It didn't go any lower. It went right to the wedge. Hold on, I had this one wrong. Sorry. You guys can see right here's your point, right here's your point, and right here's your retest. Right here's another retest, okay? Just showing you guys I didn't move it suddenly. Right here's 1, 2, 3 touch points. Here's your breakout, retest, breakout, breakout, retest, breakout, okay? We are about to see a recovery and a rally from AMC. I bet you by market open, it's probably back at $4.80, $5, maybe even higher. and I bet you we rally. I bet you we rally. GME is the same exact stock as well. GME is still set to MOAS, okay? We're going to rally. This is why I'm telling you we're going to rally. GME is set to MOAS, all right? GME is set to MOAS. GME is still breaking out of the macro falling wedge. GME has found its spring. GME is set to MOAS, okay? GME is still set to MOAS. We can see that this could possibly be the spring here, this 1970. I'm a strong proponent that it's going to be 1950, so we might see a little bit lower on GME. I would love to be wrong. I'm a strong proponent that it's going to be 1950. The spring is going to be 1950. But GME is set to launch. We've been holding macro sloping support. GME has just been retesting until it finds the bottom, until it finds the spring, and it runs. It's been holding macro sloping resistance. GME is set to moon. You guys can see here on the monthly MACD, we are working on getting a MACD cross, working on getting a MACD flip. We can see that the Bollinger Bands are constricting. We can see that we've been in a 2-year accumulation cycle. We know that the Wyckoff accumulation is playing out. We know that we have the macro double bottom on GME that takes us back to fill this gap here at $40. Right here is bottom number 1, bottom number 2, taking us back to $40. We know that if we can get past that $40 level, GME is absolutely going to go flying because there's always a gamma ramp there. It's also strong support and resistance. So if GME can break that crucial critical zone, that's last week's calls, but it's normally always there. And if GME can break that crucial critical zone of $30, it's going to go flying, and it's also in a 2-year macro falling wedge accumulation. This is the most bullish thing I've ever seen. Guys, GME is still set to squeeze. AMC will run with GME. APE is also set up for a move. This is why I'm telling you guys, we're going to see a rally. You guys can see APE's Bollinger Bands constricting here on the weekly. You guys can see green MACD. We also have the most crazy inverse head and shoulders I've ever seen. Right here is your head or your shoulder. Right here is your shoulder. Right here is your head. Right here is your shoulder. This is a inverse head and shoulders. It is a crazy inverse head and shoulders, but it is an inverse head and shoulders nonetheless. We also have the macro cup and handle. You guys can see right here is your cup. Right here is your handle. I've long said if APE, and I've been saying this constantly, this is why I stopped covering APE, because APE's just been barcoding and staying in the ranges I needed to be in to fulfill this cup and handle, this overall macro uptrend. I've been saying if APE can break $2.25, $2.50 in that range, it's going to go flying. And APE is set up to make that move. APE and AMC will run together. Now, if APE gets converted, that takes away the whole story. But again, we're looking at the 20 days leading up to the conversion. We're looking at what happens before the conversion, because we can get our rally in that 20 days, 25 days, 30 days before the conversion. Adam Aaron can get his dilution and shorts can get out of the play. Everyone walks away a winner. GME MOASs, APE rallies, stock market still unfortunately crashes. Okay, stock market still unfortunately crashes. The stock market is definitely crashing. Okay, the stock market is definitely 100% crashing. I want you guys to know that we are going to see a crash on the stock market. I've made it very clear that 460 is the top. I've been calling 460 as the top. I called that months ago. Literally called it months ago while everyone was telling you it was going to go to all-time highs, that we were going to see a new bull run. Listen, I'm telling you, we're not even going to get a bounce and come back up here. Okay, we're about to capitulate hard on SPY. I will go ahead and get in the TA for SPY here. But guys, APE set for a rally, GME set for a rally, and I do believe AMC is set for a rally. I do believe we are going to recover back into the range of $4.80, $5 around that range. Let me go ahead and give you guys a polyline. So basically by Monday, I expect to come all the way back up here, back above this blue line. You see this blue line here, this blue ascending support. I expect to be back above that. So $4.80, $4.90 around that range, and actually be recovering and then rallying for AMC. I believe that this pushes the whole entire timeline up. I believe that they did need these shares to cover. Fintel and Ortex already updated the numbers, so they already literally have the shares. They needed the shares to cover the FTDs. It's just getting too crazy. It's been on the threshold security list too long. And we have seen AMC on the threshold security like this before the run up to all-time highs. This is all set up for the same exact thing. We are also seeing crazy numbers in short interest now. Some people like Fintel are reporting short interest as low as 9.7%, but everyone else is reporting short interest about 30%. If we go ahead and look at AMC short interest, right now, Market Beat is reporting about 28%, and we also have reports of about 27% here on AMC. We'll go ahead and check out this independent source right here. So we're going to frankies.com, and we're going to go ahead and scroll down to AMC. You can see that it's updated daily, and it's calling for 27.49% short interest. So guys, I don't believe that is the real short interest, but I do believe we could see the spike in the float that we seen last week because they really already have the shares. And I do believe we are actually set up based off of the charts to recover back up into these ranges. You guys can see the Bollinger Band is way up here at $4.42. We have this ascending support right here. We've already seen moves like this where it's recovered right back by Monday. I'm telling you guys, we're going to recover by Monday. We are going to see a rally, and they needed these shares, okay? That is what is going on for AMC stock. Now, I know a lot of you need this money. You guys were looking forward to this money. You have to have this money. So we need to stay on our toes. We will never be blindsided again as a community. I also have multiple other plays I will be mentioning in the Discord as well and here on YouTube. I have multiple other plays for you guys. We're going to be going into Bitcoin. We're going to be going into cryptocurrency. We are going to be using the stock market as a mechanism to make cash in and out. But me personally, with all the fraud and manipulation that we've seen, I'm pretty much done with it. I'm done with it. We will be looking for plays in the market, of course, and I'm going to be using it to make the cash to roll it into crypto. Me personally, I've been a long-standing proponent of Bitcoin, and I'm looking at Bitcoin as a move as well. Bitcoin is also working on a move to the upside, looking very, very bullish to push to about to that $30,000, $31,000 level here as it breaks out of this macro falling wedge and forms another falling wedge, which is currently breaking out of while the Bollinger Bands constrict and working on a MACD green cross on the daily time frame. This is extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Again, I do think Bitcoin is going to decouple from the stock market and start running to the upside because we're about to see a crazy type of environment. I do think that Stellar, XLM, and XRP are going to go to the moon as well, especially once the Bitcoin bull run occurs. Bitcoin is bullish for 2024. Bitcoin literally has programmed bull runs into it. I'll get all into Bitcoin, giving you guys all the info you need to know on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin literally has a mathematical bull run, okay? It's been doing the same thing since its entire inception, having a bull run every certain amount of times, having a bear market every certain amount of days, having a bull market every certain amount of days. It is literally the best money we have ever had. It's decentralized. It cannot be controlled by anyone. Guys, Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is where it's at. Now, when it comes to the S&P 500, S&P 500 is going to still be crashing, okay? S&P 500 is still gonna be crashing. I'll explain why I do think that here. Let me go ahead and show you guys the charts and the technicals. So we have our macro bear flag. You guys already know that. I've already showed you the market psychology chart 100 times. So I've already showed you market psychology showing you that this is the complacency stage, but I'll show it for all the people that are new or possibly new, because I know I have lots of new people on the channel. So as you guys can see, we have a euphoria rally, a push to the upside. Then we have a drop to the downside. Then you see this upwards consolidation chop. Then you see a drop to the downside into anger and depression. Then we go ahead and look at what's going on for SPY. We have our euphoria rally to the upside. We have our sharp drop to the downside. We have our upwards consolidation chop. Then we're going to be dropping down into anger and depression, which is a lower low. I do believe around these ranges here marked in red, as crazy as that looks. Now, if you go ahead and zoom in for SPY, you guys can see that we have a bearish MACD flip here on the daily time frame, we can see that we've been continually making lower lows and lower highs. We are in a overall downtrend with a ton of momentum. Okay, we have a ton of momentum while coming into major support. We don't want that. You guys want to see us starting to show strength near these levels, and we are not. You guys are seeing that it's just dropping down. We're seeing the alligator start to curl to the downside. We can see that volume is pretty much just dropping off of a cliff at this range. You guys can see the volume very, very low. Again, we also have macro patterns here of a head and shoulders. We had this head and shoulder here. This is your shoulder. This is your head. This is your shoulder. This is your neckline. We broke that head and shoulders. Then we made this head and shoulders here. It's just one big, huge head and shoulders playing out over and over again. Right here's your shoulder. Right here's your head. Right here's your neck shoulder. We already are working on breaking this neckline, which leads to a much deadlier head and shoulders pattern where you see it drop all the way down, trying to find support, getting a bounce, playing out a head and shoulder. It doesn't matter where that bounce is. It could be at any range, but you guys can see that will form a head and shoulders. But if it happens to come back up to this white line, it will be even worse, confirming this as resistance because that is your neckline. That would probably take you all the way back down to this gap fill here. And we do have a gap fill all the way down here at 419. And that would lead you to a long way down, playing out this macro bear flag. Again, I do believe the market is about to crash. I do think we have evidence of this. I think that everything is correlating actually with the AMC squeeze. I think that we are still on track. The market is going to be crashing. We're going to see AMC squeeze. We're going to see GME squeeze. We're going to see AMC, GME, and APE run together. Also, BBYQ is going to be running with them as well. You guys can see that BBYQ is up 10%. It is all coming to fruition. We just had a small little hiccup with this unexpected news release. We did expect news, but we did not expect it that day. There was a little bit of rumors going around in the community, but I think people were just anticipating a move. But guys, as you guys can see, it did play out. We've seen this drop to the downside. I do think AMC will be recovering. I do think we're about to see the squeeze. It's going to be a managed event. Unfortunately, that's what they're going to use these short shares to dump and slow it down. Again, the only thing I fear is the dilution, but we have the 20 days at minimum riding up into that. I do believe the market will be crashing. Bitcoin will be decoupling from the market. Now, it could see an initial downturn with the market, not very far, but I do think it will be decoupling from the market. And also, I want to point out for AMC with the technicals, you guys can see that we went right down to the wedge. Okay, we went right down to the wedge, got a pop to the upside, and came right back into the support of the trading zone. That's why this could be a spring, because we had this sharp recovery. And if you see a sharp recovery back into Monday, that's confirming it as a spring. Okay, if we see the recovery that I'm expecting, a sharp recovery, and by Monday we're around $485, that is confirmed spring on AMC. I also want to point out that people have been going long, okay? People have been going long other than retail during this rally. This is all evidence of characteristics changing for AMC. There's also no reason to play out this whole entire Wyckoff accumulation cycle that we've seen. We've seen this huge Wyckoff accumulation cycle. There's no reason to play this whole thing out and not actually run it out. This was the spring. This was the spring for the Wyckoff accumulation cycle. If we go ahead and look at Wyckoff accumulation, I'll run through it real quick. But I'll show you guys. Basically, I've done this in other videos. I'm not a Wyckoff expert. Again, I'm not a Wyckoff expert, but I talked to other traders that are very, very good, and they also are helping me learn as well. You guys can see that we have a drop to the downside. Then we go to our SC and our PS. So let's go ahead and zoom out so you guys can see clearly. So we have our drop to our downside. You see the sharp jump up, and I marked the Wyckoff with blue. So that's going to be our range for the top. So you see that how it has that jump up right here. You see these jump ups. That's what AMC characteristics have. You see these jump ups. So we drop all the way down to our PS. So we drop all the way down to our PS. Then we get a hump up and drop down to our ST. So we drop down to our PS. We get a hump up and drop down to our, drop down to our PS. And notice how the ST is lower. You see the lower low? So jump down. Let me go ahead and move this over here and do this one more time for you guys. So we drop down to our SC and then PS. Drop down into our SC right here. And this is your PS. You get your push up right here to go ahead and get your automatic retest. Notice the shape of the automatic retest. It's like a double hump. Look at AMC. We have this double hump right here. Then you drop to a new low. Okay, that's very, very key to notice that you drop to that new low, which is your ST. And you see how it's a lower low? Then you drop to your ST. Then you go into a long hump and find a new lower low. Okay, that's your spring, the lower low. And what do we have right now? We have that spring. It's a lower low. It's 350. It's literally the spring that we need. It is literally the spring that we need. Again, you jump into that long hump shape and you drop to a newer low. That's your spring. What do we have calling for now? Upside all the way back up to the blue. Okay. So again, AMC is going to recover. This was the spring. AMC is going to recover. We are good, guys. Literally good. This is exactly what we wanted. We went right back down and retested the wedge. It is playing out Wyckoff accumulation. You can literally see it right here. That was our spring, guys. That was our spring. We're going to be seeing upside from here on out. That was the bottom for AMC. That was the bottom. That was our spring. Market's about to crash. Bitcoin's about to decouple. We're about to see AMC, GME, Moss. It is still on. They have the shares to cover, guys. We are good. We are golden. Can't wait till Monday. I'm going to be live for you guys Monday morning. We'll be live Monday morning. So check me out 9:30 Eastern Standard Time to catch me live. If you want to join the Discord, all you have to do is hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. I also have an email. I will link the email down below. I have the Instagram and Twitter link down below. Everything's linked down below. If you want to join the Discord, just hit me up on the email, Instagram, or Twitter. Say, hey, I want to join the Discord. It's $50 for a lifetime invite. $50 for a lifetime invite. I drop all my information there, all of my research, all of my stocks. If I'm not live on YouTube, I'm live there. I also do classes there, teaching there. If you want to join it, hit me up. Links down below. Instagram, Facebook, or email, or Instagram, Twitter, or email. I also have a membership you can join. That's $2.99 a month. You get validation as a member of the channel. You also get special emojis that you can use, and you also get members only content. And if you want to support me for free, all you have to do is simply drop a like, leave a comment, and press subscribe, or help by sharing the videos. That is a great way to help more people find this channel and help the channel grow. I appreciate each and every one of you. I truly do. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace. All right, that was the video. If you found it informative, all you have to do is simply drop a like, leave a comment, or press subscribe. That is a great way to help the channel grow and help more people see these videos. And if you want to help as well, you guys can share these videos on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your YouTube. Share these videos any way possible. I appreciate each and every one of you that do so. I have my membership to the Discord that you can join. The Discord is $50 for a lifetime invite. Again, I talk about my stocks, cryptos, trades, and have a great private community there. If you want to join, hit me up, Instagram, email, or Twitter. Link down below. Hit me up on any of those. Just say, hey, I want to join the Discord. And it's $50 for a lifetime invite via PayPal or Cash App. We also have the membership you can join. Just press join next to the subscribe button down by my name. That's $2.99 a month. You could cancel at any time. You get access to members only content. You also get validation as a member on this channel, in my videos, on the comments, and in the live streams. And your name gets put on the home screen of the channel. And that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Remember, this is not over. I think this is just simply the beginning. Let's go.